Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I'm in the hybrid variant of the Honda CRV RS. So, first thing you notice, okay, let me do it again. So now, I'm off the car. Now, put your foot on the brake and hit start. It's silent. Okay, so this is a characteristic of an hybrid or even an EV. So, you have seen so many EVs or people that are interested in EV, they are afraid of the range. So there's an alternative solution to that problem is actually buying a hybrid that has a generator or a charger. So this is what the Honda EV system is, because the Honda EHEV system has the combination of engine and battery pack. So most of the time, right, this car is running on EV mode, which is rely on the electric motor. The 2-liter Atkinson cycle engine acts as a generator to charge the battery in order for the electric motor to put out the power for the car. So as you can see right here, there's 2 gauge meter. One, this is the battery percentage. Now we are left about 80% of the charge, and the fuel tank is almost full. So this is the party piece of the Honda CRV hybrid, because you do not need to, you can fill up the car, at the same time you can enjoy the experience as an EV. So let me see. So special for the Honda CRV hybrid, you have a double layer glass, because a hybrid or an EV, the most important thing is the NVH, because you cannot have too noisy sound coming from the exterior, because this will affect the experience of the driving. So the CRV hybrid, very good. They give you double layer glass for the front seat, and it gives you the Bose premium sound system, which is the first ever Honda in Malaysia to offer the Bose sound system. So as you can see, the meter right here is a fully digital type. It's only reserved for the hybrid variant of the Civic and the CRV. So without further ado, let's go to the drive. So gear lever is mounted on the left side, offset a bit. So you just put into D. B is for you, let's say you're going to Genting, you're going downhill. If you put into B, you will have the engine braking mode. So it will also charge the battery to save some percentage. So let's drive it in eco mode first. So in front of me, there's a head-up display for you to look out. So you don't need to rely on the meters screen right here. So first thing that I noticed is the entire experience of this car is very silent thanks to the electric motors. So you can also operate the Honda lane watch by pressing a button on the right side of the stalk, which is your headlight stalk. And also if you flick on this button on the left stalk, which is the wiper, you can operate the 360-degree camera, which aids for you in terms of the maneuver. And as you can see, the resolution right here is higher quality than the Honda lane watch as well as the reverse camera. So this is one of the things that I appreciate it, because CRV is a C segment SUV, so obviously it's a big car, so you need to rely on this function for you to maneuver in, let's say, Klang Valley or even Puchong. So if you don't want it, you just press a button and it will automatically cancel. But if you travel in low speed, this 360 will still trigger. So we can close it. So I'm just tapping the throttle a little bit. The entire experience is very smooth. There's no single turbo lag. And the brakes are also very progressive. They are not too choppy like some Continental cars, because they want to give you a very powerful braking performance. At the earlier stage of the brake, you can feel that the car is lurching like that. But in a CRV, because it's a comfort-oriented car, so the brakes are tuned to be a more progressive setup and also very comfortable. So it's my first time driving a EHEV, because I previously has tested the Toyota hybrid system. Toyota hybrid system, everyone knows, is a very reliable and very well assured hybrid system, but the EHEV system are not best as well, because these two hybrid systems are going for a very different direction. Honda EVs EHEV system are more towards EV experience. For those who are afraid of going EV, maybe you can try out the HEV system first to get used to what an EV should be. And tire noise are a little bit significant. I think it's due to the tire choices. Maybe after you get this car, you go and change a bigger brand, something like a Michelin or Continental, maybe it will reduce the road noise by a lot, because the upper part, the soundproofing of this car, no question, is definitely improved compared to the previous CRV. And it's very easy to drive around because of the dashboard design, same like the Honda Civic. Now they have lowered down the dashboard so that it gives you a more glass house view, so you can have a very nice visibility. And right now I'm hearing the engine kicks in to charge the battery, but the engine sound is not as apparent as the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid that I tested a few months back as well. I think that this engine has a very good soundproofing in terms of the firewall there, and I'm tapping around 30 to 40% of the throttles. This car just glides towards the traffic. So later, after this bump, I'm going to try the sport mode. So let me switch into sport mode first. So the sport mode doesn't change the suspension because this car is running on passive suspension. It doesn't have the fancy adaptive suspension like the Continental cars. But the good thing is it is less likely to break for the passive suspension. So when you put into sport mode, you can obviously notice the throttle response has been increased slightly. So now I step a little bit. You can hear the engine kicks in, because now in sport mode, right, if you press on the throttle a little bit more, it is collaboration between the engine as well as the electric motor to give you the 315 Newton meters of torque. Step fully. So the power, no question, is adequate for daily usage. But you need to take note that if you fully put the throttle down, you can hear the very significant engine note, which is very normal for the hybrid vehicle because they are running on Atkinson cycle, naturally aspirated engine. Obviously they will have some engine sound, but it's not as intrusive as I would expected. So I think this is a good touch. As you can see, if you flick the left signal, it will trigger the Honda Lane Watch. And one most notable thing when you drive a CRV is the body roll. Because just now I'm turning into a corner, you can obviously notice that the body roll is slightly significant, which is normal for an SUV to behave like that. So now, right here, as you can see, if I flick into manual, it will go into a very aggressive engine braking, which will recharge the battery. So this function is very convenient if you are going to Genting Highlands. If you are going downhill, you can leave the energy brake recuperation in the most maximum setting. So it helps you reserve some charge or even charge your battery. So by the time you go to the down of the Genting Highland, you can see that the battery percentage actually goes up, which will provide you extra range. So you do not need to rely too much in terms of the internal combustion engine. So there's a 360 camera. Now it's not displaying. Let's just close it. So right here, this is the emergency braking of the Honda CRV. It will warn me when I'm approaching the car in front of me too near. So this is a very safety features. And you also have the lane keep assist. As you can see, if I press it, it will show the lines right here. So now let's move to the most minimum settings. So here is to adjust the distance when I activate the adaptive cruise control, which I do not show you now because now we are in town, so this is not necessary to use. And as you can see, the diagrams right here, if you flick the left signal, the diagram will are also showing, which is very cool. And when you press on the brake, as you can see, the meters right here are also showing a CRV diagram that is braking. So I can say this meter is very well designed and it displays necessary info, unlike some China cars that give you a very big LCD touchscreen, but they display too much of information. Even sometimes driver may feel confusing when they are looking at it. Suspension are very good thanks to the multi-link suspension at the rear. So now we are back to econ mode. As you can see, if you're braking, there's a green icon right here. This is indicating that the engine is recharging the battery. So this is very simple and very easy to understand. So for those who are used to hybrid, you can know that this function is very convenient to monitor your battery charge and knowing when the engine will kick in. So right here, right now we are in low speed mode. As you can see, the 360 camera are showing, and they are very high resolution. I can even see what the parking lots wordings are writing. Okay, so it's very easy for you to maneuver the CRV. Even a lady driver can handle this car pretty well, because this car is not small though. Now the sizes of this are pretty much increasing in every dimension compared to the previous generation CRV. But you can expect this car is a more refined version of the previous generation CRV, together with the hybrid powertrain. So going into bad roads, this car absorbs it pretty well. As a family SUV, I have no complaints about it. Handling wise, there's a little bit more body roll than I expected, but it's totally fine for a C segment SUV. So now let's pack back the box. So when you flip into reverse, it will still also show you the 360 cam, and you can easily monitor the lines because you have active guidance signs. Okay. So that's all of my test drive video. Please stay tuned of my walk around video of this 2024-2025 Honda CRV HEV. So that's all for today. Cheers.